everybody. Welcome to McKelvey Ballpark for today's Baberuth playoff game between the visiting team IOOF, Independent Order of Oddfellows, and the home team Colonial Mortuary. Quickly, I'll go down the batting order for IOOF. Roddy McGee will lead off and play shortstop. Andrew Cervantes, the pitcher, bats second. Gilbert Murillo, the catcher, will bat third. Jose Araujo, the second baseman, bats fourth. Justin Krukar, center fielder, bats fifth. John O'Sullivan, third baseman, bats sixth. Trevor Holloway, the first baseman, bats seventh. John Hart, the right fielder, bats eighth. And Neil Hansen, the left fielder, bats ninth. First pitch to McGee is swung on and missed. Defensively for Colonial Mortuary, Brian Burns is in left. Tristan Kim in center. Ryan Camboris is in right. Orlando Gomez is at first. Gavin Ryder is at second. Ryan Gauntz is at third base. Brandon Pitts is at shortstop. Evan Nance is behind the plate, and Jeffrey Taylor is the pitcher, and his second pitch rolls in low, and it's a 1-1 count. 0-2 count, I'm sorry. He swung at the, was looking down, reading the lineup. Nobody out, nobody on here on a beautiful night at McKelvey Ballpark. One of the last nights here at McKelvey the way it is. Next time we telecast from McKelvey, this will be an entirely different sunken field with artificial turf and all the accoutrements.
1-2.
Taylor works from the windup. 1-2 the count. Low. 2-2. So McGee fell behind 0-2 and is now even the count at 2-2. Taylor's ready. Curveball is grounded towards first base and foul, gloved there by Orlando Gomez. Count holds 2-2. Yeah. Drilled into left field, and that'll drop down in front of the left fielder Brian Burns, and Roddy McGee has himself a leadoff single for IOOF, and that will bring up the pitcher Andrew Cervantes. So tough break for Taylor as he jumped ahead 0-2 to McGee, but McGee, a very good hitter, able to put some good aluminum or whatever element they're using now. The bunt by Cervantes is popped up foul. 0-1 the count. Nobody out, runner at first base for the Oddfellows. Andrew Cervantes completely color coordinated. His bat matches his uniform, which takes talent. I like the way he does that. Pitch, the bunt is down, good bunt. Fielded throw to first is in time to retire Cervantes. So he is out on the sacrifice, 1-3. Moves Roddy McGee up to second base. Don't know if we heard it in the background, but a great job by Evan Nance, the catcher, to make sure his third baseman got back to cover, because Roddy McGee has some very good speed and wanted to make sure there was going to be no going from first to third on a bunt. Gilbert Murillo, the batter. Curveball drops in there for a ball. 1-0, just missed on the inside corner. McGee with a big lead, and they'll step off now and keep him close. Drilled down the left field line, and that's going to drop down 4 extra bases around third. Easily scoring is Roddy McGee. Cervantes is out to second base, and he will hold there with a stand-up double and an RBI. So Andrew Cervantes, Gilbert Murillo. Here I am giving credit to Cervantes, and it's Murillo who went ahead and hit the double and drove the run in. So with one out, runner at second base, it's a 1-0 lead for IOOF, and the batter will be the second baseman, Jose Araujo. A quick trip to the mound by Coach Spenceley. Have a little chat with his pitcher and catcher. Get the defense on the same page. One out, runner at second base.
All right, here we go.
Curveball swung on and missed. Nice pitch by Taylor. Araujo out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. Pitch rides in high. 1-1. High breaking ball that comes in too high. Count goes to 2-1. Shot of Murillo out at second base. Getting his lead out there. Popped up, playable in shallow right field. It's a long run for the second baseman, but Gavin Ryder gets back there in time to make the catch for out number 2. So 2 away. And the batter will be the center fielder, Justin Krukar. Take another look at it here. As it was a tougher play than what it shows, as the ball kept drifting and Ryder kept drifting with it, but got back there in time and was able to square up his body and make the catch. Nice job by Ryder out there. First pitch to Krukar is swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Throw down to second base is not in time as Murillo gets back in, but Nance letting him know that he's well aware of him out there and to not drift off second base too much. 2 outs, runner at second base. Swing and a miss, and down goes Krukar on strikes, and down goes IOOF in the top of the first inning. That'll do it. For the top of the first, it is 1-0 IOOF. Shot of the snack bar here at McKelvey that will also be going away, a building that has been here for years. Baberuth has been played here at McKelvey. Well, McKelvey, I'm not sure exactly how many years. Baberuth's been in the Mountain View area for over 50 years. But we want to let you know about Altos Mobile Massage. KMVT Sports would like to thank our sponsor, Altos Mobile Massage. Massage can change your mental and physical state and inspire you to give power and energy to solutions. Altos Mobile Massage brings the massage to you. Sometimes a little pressure is a good thing. So for Colonial Mortuary, they'll lead off their shortstop, Brandon Pitts, followed by center fielder Tristan Kim. Jeffrey Taylor, the pitcher, will bat third. Seiji Shimizu, the extra hitter, will bat in the 4-hole. Evan Nance, the catcher, bats fifth. Brian Burns, left fielder, will bat sixth. Ryan Gauntz, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Orlando Gomez, first baseman, bats eighth. Ryan Camboris, right fielder, bats ninth. And Gavin Ryder, the second baseman, will bat 10th. Defensively for IOOF, Neil Hansen is in left field. Justin Krukar is in center field. John Hart is in right field. Trevor Holloway at first. Jose Araujo is at second base. John O'Sullivan is the third baseman. Roddy McGee is the shortstop today. Gilbert Murillo is behind the plate. And on the mound is Andrew Cervantes. As Brandon Pitts steps in. So I was saying earlier, McKelvey, Baberuth's been here over 50 years, but I think they've been in McKelvey for pretty darn close to over 50 years. And And as I said, there's going to be some major changes made to the field in the next year as they are worried about the 100-year flood that hasn't been here in well over 100 years. But still, they're going to go ahead and widen the creeks and drop the field down, and so that water could flood in here in the event the 100-year flood ever gets here. 1-1 the count to Brandon Pitts. It's always good to plan ahead.
1-1.
Get that 100-year flood taken care of. But it will be a beautiful facility once it's done. Popped up, fouled back, and out of play. One and two the count to Brandon Pitts. Cervantes working exclusively from the stretch. Pitch rides in, fouled up into the screen again. Count holds 1-2. A beautiful summer night here at McKelvey. Pitch is low, 2-2. Pitch again, fouled back, out of play. We're going through baseballs like there's no tomorrow. Fouled straight back into the screen. If that screen hadn't been there, it would be right in the middle of the forehead. Lifted into right field. Back on it and well over his head, over the head of John Hart in right field. And Pitts is around second. He's going to go for third. Good speed by Pitts. In with the head first slide and a leadoff triple for Colonial Mortuary. As Pitts gave that one a ride to the opposite field. So nobody out, runner at third. We'll see how IOOF plays it. They may bring the infield up. It looks like they are on the left side of the infield. Tristan Kim, the center fielder, is the batter. Now the whole infield is in. Try to stop the run from coming home. Popped up, out of play. 0-1 the count. Pitch is low. Count evens 1-1. Lifted into right field, just past the outstretched arm of second baseman Jose Harajo, and Brandon Pitts comes in to score to make it a 1-1 ball game. Still nobody out. So Tristan Kim with the RBI single. And the batter will be the pitcher, Jeffrey Taylor. Pitch just misses low. 1-0 the count. Outside again, 2-0. Cervantes struggling with the strike zone at the moment. Outside again, 3-0. Ball four, so a 4-pitch walk issued to Taylor. And that'll put runners at first and second with nobody out. And the batter will be the extra hitter, Seiji Shimizu. Gilbert Murillo wants to have a quick chat with his pitcher, Andrew Cervantes. Coffee break is over. Pitch is low, ball one. For those of you who've been out to McKelvey over the years or have watched some of the games, you know that this time of year, third base and left field, the sun is brutal this time of night. And things haven't changed. It is a tough sun down the third baseline for the third baseman and left fielder. 1-1 the count to Shimizu. Foul tipped into the glove of Murillo. 1-2 the count. Cervantes holding him close at second. Tristan Kim, a little bigger lead than before, and Cervantes doesn't want him going anywhere. With nobody out in your number 4 hitter up, they're probably not going to risk it getting picked off. Two and two the count. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. A run already in for Colonial. Foul ball. Swing and a miss. And down goes Shimizu on the high fastball. It goes a little bit out of the zone, but it was very tempting to Shimizu, but he couldn't catch up with it. So 1 out. Runners remain at first and second. Batters the catcher, Evan Nance. Swing and a miss by Nance on an inside fastball. Grounder in the hole at third and through into left field for a base hit. Around third on his way to the plate is Kim. He will score standing up. And it is a 2-1 Colonial Mortuary lead on the RBI single off the bat of Evan Nance. Batter will be left fielder Brian Burns. Pitch near the knees for a strike, 0-1. Popped up, out of play. Oh, and 2 the count to Brian Burns, the left fielder for Colonial Mortuary. Fouled off of the umpire. Inside. Up and in again. It's one out here in the bottom of the first. Popped up, playable. Cervantes under it. Calls for it. Infield fly rule is invoked. And there are 2 outs on the pop up to the pitcher. And the batter will be third baseman Ryan Gauntz. Hit sharply foul down the first baseline. Off the bat of Gauntz. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 2-1 Colonial lead. Ground ball towards second base. And skips off the glove of second baseman Jose Araujo around third, and in to score with a slide is Jeffrey Taylor. And moving from first to third is Evan Nance, and on the error is Ryan Gauntz, an error on the second baseman. So a 3-1 Colonial Mortuary lead, and the batter will be first baseman Orlando Gomez. Runner goes from first, swing through the pitch, throw down to second is dropped out there by McGee. He almost had him. Nice throw down by Murillo. But Gauntz is able to steal the base and puts runners at second and third with 2 outs. And Gomez has a 0-1 count. Swinging and a miss, 0-2. Outside. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gomez on strikes, and down goes Colonial Mortuary in the bottom of the first inning, but not before they strike for 3 runs. We played 1 complete, 3-1 Colonial Mortuary.
We're a mobile massage company, and we bring massage therapy and yoga to the corporate workplace. We started this business in order to bring more awareness to corporations for health and wellness. This is a nice perk that they can offer their employees, and it says, hey, we care about your well-being. We look forward to bringing massage therapy and yoga into your corporate workplace.
3-1 Colonial Mortuary in the lead. In the top of the second inning, the batters for IOOF, John O'Sullivan, the third baseman, will lead off. He'll be followed by Trevor Holloway, the first baseman, and John Hart, the right fielder. First pitch swinging is O'Sullivan, and he pops that up into the screen. 0-1 the count. Jeffrey Taylor out to work his second inning. Curveball breaks nicely, but too far inside. Fouled back into the screen. 1-2 the count. Curveball, nice pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3, and O'Sullivan down on strikes, 1 away. And the batter will be Trevor Holloway, the first baseman for IOOF. First pitch rides in high, ball 1. Pitch right down the heart of the plate. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets past the catcher. One and two the count. 2-2. Line drive towards shortstop. Up with it is Pitts. He throws across the diamond too high and over the head of Orlando Gomez. And on the error is Trevor Holloway. So an E6 on the throw. Puts Holloway on with 1 out, and the batter will be the right fielder, John Hart. Take another look at it. You'll see the ground ball to Brandon Pitts. He comes up with it cleanly and then just uncorks a wild throw that pulls his first baseman, Orlando Gomez, off the bag. And a runner on board for IOOF. First pitch to Hart's in there for a strike, 0-1. Curveball breaks down in the dirt. Count evens 1-1. Throw over to first, and back in time is Trevor Holloway. Popped up, out of play. One and two the count to John Hart. Grounded towards shortstop. Fielded it, but unable to come up cleanly with it is Pitts, and Pitts will be charged with an error on the play. So that'll put runners on first and second for IOOF, and the batter will be the left fielder, Neil Hansen. Swing and a miss by Hansen. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 out, runners at first and second. Curveball swung on a missed. Strike 3, down goes Hansen for out number 2. So 2 away, and we go back to the top of the order for IOOF in Roddy McGee. Throw back to second base, and back in plenty of time is Holloway. Low in the dirt. Curveball in the dirt again. They're giving him a steady diet of curveballs. McGee, a very good hitter. Almost pitching around him. Throw back to second and nothing doing. Holloway's back in time. 2-0 the count to Roddy McGee. Chopper towards second base. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first is in time as Gavin Ryder collects it, throws on to Orlando Gomez for out number 3. That will do it for IOOF in the top of the second. We've played 1.5. Colonial Mortuary in the lead 3-1. Ryan Camboris, Gavin Ryder, and Brandon Pitts slated for Colonial Mortuary here in the bottom of the second inning. A nice shot of the trees that surround this diamond of a ballpark here in Mountain View. It is a gem of the city, no doubt about it. Many good memories here at McKelvey Ballpark. Camboris steps in. Andrew Cervantes out to work the second inning for IOOF. First pitch rides in low, ball 1. Pitch in for a strike. Grounded sharply but foul down the third baseline. One and two the count to Camboris. Pitch is low for a ball. Lifted into shallow right field, and there to make the catch is John Hart. And Camboris is out on the F9, 1 away. Batter will be second baseman Gavin Ryder. Pitch is low, ball 1. Pitch inside, 2-0 the count. Nice job by Ryder to hang in there. That inside pitch. Three and 0 the count to Gavin Ryder. Ball 4. Ryder draws the 4-pitch walk with 1 out. Colonial has a runner on first, and they're back to the top of their order in Brandon Pitts, their shortstop. Pitts hit a triple in his first at bat and later came around to score in the first inning. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. goes for that pitch and fouls it out of play. 0-2 the count. 2 Pitts. Lifted into right field. Running in on it, and there to make the catch is John Hart. And Brandon Pitts is out on the F9. 2-away. And the batter will be Tristan Kim. Kim singled and drove in a run in his first at bat. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Grounded sharply but foul down the third baseline. Lifted into center field, drifting over, camping under it, and there to make the catch is Justin Krukar. And down goes Colonial in the bottom of the second. We've played 2 complete. Colonial Mortuary in the lead, 3-1. Little self-promotion there for KMVT. There's Renee Mendoza waving to the crowd. Nice shot out there. We like the side of the truck. Bobby Chastain it makes it imperative that we get a shot of the truck at every game because that's his figure on the side of the truck. Bobby, not going to say has ego issues, but there's Bobby on the left there with the camera. Bobby needs to get his picture in every telecast. We do our best to oblige him. He is in charge of the station, so. Andrew Cervantes, the batter. 1-1 the count. Grounds this one foul, 1-2. One and two the count to Cervantes. Cervantes bunted back to the pitcher on a sacrifice, and he takes strike 3 there. So down on strikes goes Cervantes for out number 1. And the batter will be the catcher, Gilbert Murillo. Murillo doubled and drove in a run in his first plate appearance. Top of the third inning here at McKelvey Ballpark. Pitch inside. Grounded towards shortstop. Pitts has it, throws across the diamond in time to retire Gilbert Murillo for out number 2. Two away, and the batter will be Marco Chavez, who came into the ball game in the last half inning to play second base for IOOF. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Low. 2-0 the count. At the knees for a strike. 2-1 the count. Pitch is low in the dirt, 3-1. Ball 4. And Chavez is aboard with a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up center fielder Justin Krukar. Throw over to first and back in time is Chavez. Grounder into the hole and through. Throw to first, not in time, as good hustle by Krukar to beat that out. So a base hit for Justin Krukar will bring up third baseman John O'Sullivan. Runners at first and second. Curveball drops in for a strike, 0-1. Fouled back into the backstop. Fouled again. Count holds 0-2. Fake back to second base, nothing doing. Grounder up the middle. Pitts has it. Throws the long way to first base in time to retire John O'Sullivan. And that will do it for IOOF in the top of the third inning. We have played 2.5. It is 3-1 Colonial Mortuary. And KMVT Sports is brought to you with help from our sponsor, Altos Mobile Massage. Massage has been proven to reduce stress and improve well-being. Healthier and happier employees do better work. Altos Mobile Massage brings the massage to you. Sometimes a little pressure is a good thing.
6 for 12.
Colonial Mortuary will lead off their pitcher, Jeffrey Taylor. Seiji Shimizu and Evan Nance will follow him. A shot at some of the fans here for tonight's game. As Andrew Cervantes out to work his third inning of work. First pitch catches the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Grounder towards second base and past Chavez into right field. Taylor is on board. Batter will be Seiji Shimizu. Pitch is low, ball 1. At the knees for a strike, 1-1 to count. 2-1. Ball 3. Strike called on Shimizu. 3-2 the count. Nobody out, runner at first base. Shot into right field, and that's down for a base hit. Mishandled out there by Hart, and the runner from first will advance all the way to third as Jeffrey Taylor saw the bobble and came around to third base. So Shimizu has himself a single, and Taylor advances on the error on the right fielder. So runners at the corners with nobody out. Batter is the catcher, Evan Nance. Nance singled and drove in a run in his first plate appearance back in the first inning. Pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second is backhanded by McGee on a short throw, but the runner was not even thinking of advancing from third. So runners at second and third for Colonial Mortuary. Popped up, playable. McGee calls for it. McGee makes the catch for out number 1. One away, and the batter will be Brian Burns. Burns popped up to the pitcher, his first at bat. Infield is in for IOOF. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the third. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down. Bunt is foul. Wasn't a true suicide. A little more of a safety type squeeze, as it didn't appear the runner was breaking on the pitch. Outside for a ball. Pitch rides in high. Fouled back into the screen. Two and two the count. And a tennis ball came flying onto the field. They had to take a quick timeout. 2-2 the count to Brian Burns. Cervantes checks the runners. Fouls that one off of the shin guard of the catcher. Count is still 2-2 to Brian Burns. Low for a ball, full count. Popped up into the screen. Count holds full.
3-2.
Base hit into left field. One run's going to score. Throw comes in. It's cut off at third, but keeps the second run from coming home. Runners at first and third now with one out on the RBI single by Brian Burns. It's a 4-1 lead, and the batter will be Ryan Gauntz, the third baseman for Colonial Mortuary. Runner takes off for second and is in safely on the ball one pitch to Ryan Gauntz. 1-0 the count. Pitch is lifted into shallow right field, and it is going to drop for a base hit. Throw to the plate is not in time. A good, strong throw by John Hart, but not in time to go ahead and keep Shimizu from scoring. So runners again at first and third. An RBI for Ryan Gauntz. And it is a 5-1 Colonial Mortuary lead. And with that, Armando Munoz, one of the coaches for IOOF, goes out to the mound. You see him there. I'm going to chat with his pitcher. There is one out, runners at the corners. And Colonial is opening up a bigger lead. Shot of Coach Rod McGee and some of the Colonial players there. Excuse me, Rod Spenceley. Did I say Rod McGee? I think I did. Rod Spenceley. I had Rod McGee on my mind because his son's playing out here, and I remember when Rod McGee actually played in the league, and now his son's out here playing shortstop. I'm just getting old, so my apologies to Rod. Both Rods. But Rod Spenceley coaching for Colonial Mortuary. The bunt is fouled up into the screen. Owen won the count to Orlando Gomez. Pitch is low. 1-1 the count. Pitch misses low. 2-1 the count. Pitch is outside. 3-1. Ground ball towards shortstop. McGee has it, flips to second for one. Throw to first is not in time, as Brian Burns comes in to score from first base. Gauntz is out on the 6-4, and Orlando Gomez is on the fielder's choice. So 2 away, and the batter will be right fielder Ryan Camboris. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Runner goes at first. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Oh, and 2 the count to Cam Boris. This one's lifted into center field. A long run for the center fielder, and he drops the ball. Unable to hang on to it was Crew Car, and the runners will both move up 2 bases. Cam Boris on at second with a head first dive. It will be an error on the center fielder. Just wanted to make sure our official scorekeeper got it right. Jen's in here, and I agree. That's just it's a nice running try by Crew Car, but ball popped right out of his glove. First pitch is low to Gavin Ryder. So runners at second and third for Colonial Mortuary. There's 2 outs. Pitch there for a strike. IOOF definitely wants to try to get this batter out, because if not, they go back to the top of the order for Colonial Mortuary, and this could be a big inning. This one's lifted into right field. Hurt is there, and he makes the catch. For out number 3, John Hart on the catch. Excuse me, I think I called him Hurt. It's John Hart. So an F9 for out number 3, and that will do it for Colonial Mortuary in the bottom of the third. We've played 3 complete. Colonial in the lead 6-1.
We're a mobile massage company, and we bring massage therapy and yoga to the corporate workplace. We started this business in order to bring more awareness to corporations for health and wellness. This is a nice perk that they can offer their employees, and it says, hey, we care about your well-being. We look forward to bringing massage therapy and yoga into your corporate workplace.
For IOOF, Trevor Holloway, John Hart, and Neil Hansen slated as a new pitcher. For Colonial Mortuary is Tristan Kim. First pitch from Kim is grounded towards shortstop, and Taylor gloves it, throws on to first in time to retire the speedy Trevor Holloway. A nice play by Jeffrey Taylor, who just moved from pitcher to shortstop and gets immediately tested on a slow roller and makes a very nice play. 1 out. Batter will be right fielder John Hart. Pitch is low in the dirt. 1-0. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1 the count. Curveball drops in for a strike. Nice pitch by Tristan Kim. 1-2 the count to Hart. Pitch is grounded over the head of the pitcher. Gloved by Taylor. Taylor throws to first in time to retire John Hart. 2 away. And the batter will be left fielder Neil Hansen. This is actually Gabriel Chakale. I believe that's the pronunciation. So Gabriel up, takes a pitch at the knees for a strike. Popped up into the screen. Grounder towards second base. Ryder has it, throws to first in time to go ahead and retire Gabriel Jekyll, and that will do it for IOOF in the top of the fourth inning. We have played 3.5. It is 6-1, Colonial Mortuary. Shot of a woman and her dogs here at McKelvey. Beautiful night to bring the two dogs out. First pitch to Brandon Pitts, back to the top of the order for Colonial Mortuary. Andrew Cervantes stays on the hill for IOOF, out for his fourth inning. Pitch at the letters for a strike. He's got awfully big letters on that jersey. Lifted into right field, right down the right field line. Nice piece of hitting there by Pitts. Went with the pitch very, very well. And Brandon Pitts has himself a single. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Batter will be Tristan Kim, now the pitcher for Colonial Mortuary. Popped up into shallow right field. And John Hart is there to make the catch for out number 1. So 1 away. Batter will be Jeffrey Taylor, who is now playing shortstop for the Mortuary. Pitch is low, ball 1. Throw over, not in time. Yeah, his pitch is back easily. Line drive down the right field line is in for a base hit. Pitts will go from first to third on the play. And there are runners at the corners for Colonial Mortuary with 1 out. Batter will be Seiji Shimizu, but prior to that, Coach Armando Munoz takes a timeout and wants to have a chat with his infield. And it looks like there will be a pitching change. So a break in the action here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It is 6-1 Colonial Mortuary. Shot at some of the crowd here down the right field line, as that's a very popular place to sit. There's some shade there on hot days, and though it's cooled down a little bit now, you can see the jackets have broken out as the sun is setting here in Mountain View. This wonderful June evening. Roddy McGee, the pitcher now for IOOF. First pitch in there for a strike, and the runner advances to second base to put runners at second and third. Seiji Shimizu. McGee on the hill. Swing and a miss by Shimizu. Line shot into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. And rounding third, but holding there, is Jeffrey Taylor. So an RBI single for Shimizu. Puts runners at first and third as Brandon Pitts came in to score. The batter will be Evan Nance. Nance 1 for 2 on the day, has a single and an RBI. Squares as if to bunt and takes strike 1, allowing the runner to advance from first to second. So now runners at second and third for Colonial. They lead 7-1. Swinging and a miss. McGee from the windup. This one's fisted into shallow left field. It's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run is in. Around third and holding at third is Shimizu. Taylor comes in to score. And Evan Nance has his second hit of the day and his second RBI. It is an 8-1 Colonial Mortuary lead. Runners at first and third. Brian Burns, the batter. Burns takes inside for a ball. Runner goes down towards second, and he is out on the way to second base on a nice throw by Murillo. Out on the 2-6, there's 2 away. Pitches up and in, and ducking out of the way is Brian Burns. Swinging and a miss by Burns. Curveball drops in for a strike. Pitch is low. Strike 3 called. Burns knew it, and so did the rest of the crowd. That will do it for Colonial Mortuary. In the bottom of the 4th, we've played 4 complete. It is 8-1 Colonial Mortuary. Shot of some of the crowd here from the IOOF side. The man in the blue jacket there, John, is a member of IOOF, comes out religiously to follow how the team they sponsor is doing over the years. I coached IOOF for 30 years, and John was at darn near all the games unless he was out of town. Which obviously then he wouldn't be there. Roddy McGee, first pitch swinging and rockets that one foul down the right field line. 0-1 the count to McGee. Curveball is grounded towards second base. Ryder has it, throws to first in time to retire McGee. 1 away. And the batter will be Andrew Cervantes, who is now playing shortstop for IOOF. Pitch rides in high, ball 1. Line drive into right center field is going to drop in for a base hit. Cervantes rounds first, takes a look at second, takes a nice hard turn, but holds up at first wisely Being down by 7 runs, you don't want to run into an out at second base. So runner on first base for IOOF with 1 out. Batter is Gilbert Murillo, the catcher for IOOF. See the lead by Cervantes at first. Throw over, and back in plenty of time is Andrew Cervantes. Throw again over to first, and Cervantes back in time. Playing a lot of attention to Cervantes with a 7-run lead. I think maybe they just focus on the batter and get out of the inning. Curveball in there for a strike. Swing and a miss. Oh, and 2 the count to Andrew Cervantes. Excuse me, for Gilbert Murillo. Murillo's 1 for 2 on the day with a double and an RBI. Grounded out to short in his last at bat. Curveball's popped up, but out of play. Oh, and 2 the count. Pitch is outside for a ball. 1 and 2. Time called by the batter. As Gilbert Murillo tired of waiting for the pitch from Tristan Kim. Kim ready again. Pitch is low in the dirt. Nice block back there by Evan Nance. Nice job protecting his umpire. That's part of the catcher's job, is to always protect your umpire. Can help you get some close calls from time to time. Throw over to first, and again, it's a head scratcher. You're up by 7 runs. Throw down by the catcher. They really want to get Cervantes picked off first, but might as well just get your batter with a 7-run lead. Three and two the count. As Gilbert Murillo's put together 2 and 2 the count.
No, 3 and 2. 3-2.
3 and 2 the count. We're just helping the umpire out here. We're doing a little bit of everything here tonight. Thank goodness Jen's here. In the dirt, ball 4. Nice job by Murillo to draw the walk. Runners at first and second. Batter is Marco Chavez. Chavez walked in his first plate appearance, so no official at bat yet. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And I guess he stepped off. If I didn't see him step off, it looked like a balk to me, but nobody called it. Swing and a miss, throw down to first base, and back in time is Murillo. 0-2 the count to Marco Chavez. Popped up, playable. Playable. Infield fly rule is invoked. And Chavez is out on the F1, 2 away. And the batter will be Justin Krukauer. Krukauer is 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out and singled in his last plate appearance. Curveball misses outside. Want to know the count. Sharply hit grounder up the middle and through for a base hit. Around third and holding at third base is Cervantes. And the bases are loaded for IOOF. And the batter will be John O'Sullivan. Sullivan 0 for 2 on the day, struck out and grounded out to shortstop in his last at-bat, 2 away. As Colonial trying to get out of the inning here, the top of the 5th inning. Checks his swing. Ball 1. Pitch is low in the dirt. 2-0. Ball rides in high, 3-0 the count. And with that, Coach Rod Spenceley wants to make a trip to the mound and have a chat with his pitcher. As you don't want to walk in a run when you're up by 7 runs. So the conference at the mound is over. Nice shot of Tristan Kim there. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 3-1 to count. Ball 4. And that will walk in a run for IOOF, make it an 8-2 ball game. It'll bring up Trevor Holloway. Holloway 0 for 2 on the day, got on an error and grounded out to shortstop. Bases remain loaded, 2 outs. Pitch outside, ball 1. Excuse me, inside, ball 1. Grounded softly towards third base, gloved there by Gauntz. Gauntz throws across the diamond in time to retire Trevor Holloway, and that will do it for IOOF in the top of the 5th inning. They strike for 1. We've played 4 1/2. It is 8-2 Colonial Mortuary. Shot of why they call Mountain View Mountain View. Nice shot by our camera crew of the hills to the west of Mountain View. Very nice shot. Ryan Gounce, Orlando Gomez, and Ryan Camboris slated for Colonial Mortuary here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-1 the count to Gounce. Roddy McGee on the hill for IOOF. Down the right field line, and that's going to drop in. Throw to first, not in time, as good hustle by Ryan Gounce, and has himself a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. The batter will be first baseman Orlando Gomez. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. On the corner for a strike. 1-1 the count.
1-1.
Foul tipped into the glove of Gilbert Murillo. 1-2. Curveball swung on and missed. Strike 3, down goes Gomez for out number 1. And the batter will be Ryan Camboris. Oh, it's number 5, which is not the number we had for Camboris. Line drive right back to Roddy McGee. Drops it, picks it up, throws to second in time to retire Gounce. So number 5 hits it back. I'm not sure who he is. He's not on their lineup. So he is on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. And the batter is Gavin Ryder. Ryder lifts this one into center field. Long run, but there to make the catch is Justin Krukar. And that will do it for Colonial Mortuary in the bottom of the 5th inning. We've played 5 complete. It is 8-2 Colonial Mortuary. Shot of our cameraman deep in center field, Orlando, and he's doing a great job out there, getting some great shots out here for us tonight. First pitch swinging for IOOF is John Hart, and he pops it up to the first baseman, Orlando Gomez, for out number 1. 1 away. And the batter is Gabriel Jacale. So, when you're down by this many runs in the 6th inning, you may want to take a couple of pitches, just see if he's throwing strikes like that. Ball 1. See if you can get on the easy way. Tristan Kim on the hill for Colonial Mortuary here in the top of the 6th. It's an 8-2 Colonial Mortuary lead. Fouled up into the screen. Count evens 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Curveball's grounded back to the pitcher. Up with it as Kim throws to first in time to retire Gabriel. 2 away. And the batter will be Roddy McGee. McGee is 1 for 3 on the day. He's singled and grounded out twice to second base. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Curveball's grounded towards second base, but deep in the hole of second, and coming up with it was Ryder, but he just couldn't get a grip on it, and with McGee's speed, that would be a base hit for Roddy McGee. So a 2-out single off the bat of McGee. The batter is Andrew Cervantes. Throw to first, and back in time is McGee. Outside, ball 1. Pitch is low. 2-0. Runner goes. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Throw down to second is offline. And McGee is easily in at second base with a stolen base. Two outs here in the top of the 6th. Runner goes again and pitch in the dirt. And McGee is on third. Curveball is ball 4. So Cervantes draws a 2-out walk. Batter will be the catcher, Gilbert Murillo. Murillo, the catcher, had to get his shin guards off, so that's why there's a little slight delay in him getting up here to the plate. First pitch swinging, grounded towards shortstop. Up with it is Taylor across the diamond in time to retire Murillo. That will do it for IOOF in the top of the 6th inning. We've played 5.5. It is 8-2 Colonial Mortuary. Bottom of the 6th inning, Colonial Mortuary will send up the top of their order in Brandon Pitts, Tristan Kim, and Jeffrey Taylor. Roddy McGee on the hill for IOOF. Shot of the Colonial dugout there, and they're in good spirits at the moment, as well they should be, with an 8-2 lead, getting ready to go in. If they win tonight, they move into the title game tomorrow for the championship of the Baberuth League. So the first pitch from McGee is up and out, ball 1 to Roddy McGee. Excuse me, to Brandon Pitts. Pitch from Roddy McGee. McGee ready again, grounded right back up the middle, tips off the glove of McGee and bobbled by the second baseman. And on board is Brandon Pitts. So leadoff man aboard, batter will be Tristan Kim. Kim 1 for 3 on the day, has a single and an RBI. Outside, ball 1. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Three and 0 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner on first base. Popped up. Playable. McGee calls for it, and then he's called off by his catcher, and it hits McGee, and the ball is a fair ball. As Murillo at the last second tried to call off his pitcher, and the ball came down and hit the pitcher. And McGee had the rights to the ball at that point in time. He had a better position. And the ball hit him somewhere on the arm. Could be his fingers. As they check McGee out, it will be an error on the play. They'll check McGee to make sure he's okay, give him a practice throw to make sure everything's all right. And he seems fine. So runners at first and second with nobody out. And the batter will be Jeffrey Taylor. If Colonial Mortuary could put a 4 spot on the board here in the bottom of the 6th, they would end this game. Pitch rides in high, ball 1. Runner goes from second, and both runners steal. Puts runners at second and third with nobody out. Taylor fouls that one up into the screen. 1-2 the count. Excuse me, 2-1 the count. Inside, ball 3. 3-1. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Batter will be Seiji Shimizu. Ball 1 to Shimizu. Fouled straight back into the screen. Nice cut by Shimizu. Got a piece of it. One on the count. Nobody out, bases loaded. Pitch at the knees for a strike. Curveball called strike 3 to Shimizu. He's down on strikes, 1 away. And the batter will be Evan Nance. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Low for a ball, 1-1. At the knees for a strike, 1-2.
1-2.
Curveball is hit softly and over the top of the second baseman's head. 1 run will score. Rounding wide at third, throw to third. They've got him in a rundown between third and home. And the throw gets past the third baseman and now coming home to score. And another run will come in. So 3 runs total score on the play. And everybody came around. Pitts, Kim, and Taylor all scored.
Javi, that's 2 outs.
Only 2 outs. My bad.
And a tag out at third, but
2 down. 2 down.
but there's only 2 outs.
We got 2 down, right?
Yes.
All right. I just want to make sure everybody was alert.
So we're trying to get a ruling on what the score is. 11-2 right now as 3 runs came in to score, but I want to get what happened at third, as it looks like the runner on third
All right. Here we go.
so 2 outs on an odd play at third. I think he stepped off the bag and they just happened to tag him. But Evan Nance was able to bring home 3 runs with all that confusion going on. It's 2 away. The batter is Brian Burns. Popped up, fouled, back and out of play.
All
2 outs. High for a ball. Curveball rides in very high. Outside for a ball. Foul tipped into the glove, and strike 3. Down goes Burns on strikes. That will do it for Colonial Mortuary in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the last inning, the top of the 7th, with IOOF trailing 11-2. Marco Chavez, Justin Krukauer, and John O'Sullivan slated for IOOF as the lady with the 2 dogs has found a man. Happens. People love dogs. Brandon Pitts now the pitcher for Colonial Mortuary. First pitch rides in high, ball 1. High again. 2-0 the count. Three, the count. Strike 1 called, and Chavez thought he'd drawn the walk, but just caught the letters. Strike 2. Ball 4. And Chavez draws the leadoff walk. And the batter will be the center fielder, Justin Krukauer. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 to Krukauer. Grounded foul. 0-2 the count. Strike 3 called, and Krukauer is down on strikes, 1 away, and the batter will be John O'Sullivan. Throw over to first. It's 11-2. The kid has a 4-foot lead, and you throw over. I just shake my head. Fouled back and out of play. I'm baffled. Pitch low in the dirt. No runner. Pitch inside. Ground ball towards second base. Ryder gloves and throws to second for the first out on the 4-6. O'Sullivan is on the fielder's choice, and the batter will be Trevor Holloway. 2 outs. Runner at first base. IOOF down to their last out of the ball game. Pitch inside, ball 1. At the knees for a strike. 1-1 to count. Curveball misses. On the inside. Pitch in the dirt. Nice stuff by Nance back there. Strike called. Nice pitch on the inside corner. 3-2 the count. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Three and two the count to Trevor Holloway. Strike three called, and Holloway knew it. That will do it for IOOF for 2017 as they go down 11-2, and Colonial Mortuary advances on to the championship game tomorrow at McKelvey Ballpark. We would like to thank you for joining us. We'd especially like to thank our crew, our producer, Renee Antonio Mendoza, director Edgar Espinobaros, camera Tim Erskine, Nick Borda, replay by Renee Antonio Mendoza and Orlando Montez. For all of us here at KMVT, I am Paul Cunningham. We'll see you next time.